Hello,
Hello.
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 What's up?
How we doing?
I'm okay. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. I'm gonna turn you down just a touch. Okay, so would you like to give us your name and a little bit about why you're here?
My name is LaShawn. I'm 25. I'm originally from Kentucky. I just wanted to pick your ear tonight, talk about life, stuff like that.
Sure. Now, I did put in the title that this is a debate. So I do want to throw a bone to the debate bros. You think that'll be all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're a TikTok live Christian. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I do that, but that's not all I am.
Sure, sure. But that's why you're here, right? Like that's how we met.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's a fair description. So TikTok live Christian. So you go on lives and like debate about Christianity and why people should be Christians, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So sell me. What's so great about Christianity? I consider myself currently to be an agnostic humanist. I ditched the term atheist. I don't think that I think I'm too in tune with the spiritual plane to consider myself an atheist anymore, personally.
Which is valid.
Yes. So I consider myself an agnostic humanist. I believe in the power and spirit of humanity as a whole. I think we need to come together as a species and evolve as one. That's what I consider my religious following, so to speak. Spiritual more is more accurate, but religious is fine. So sell me, what's so great about this Yahweh guy?
I don't refer to him as Yahweh.
Sorry.
I believe that is Islam. They call him Yahweh.
Oh no,
He's
so
just God.
so I believe in the Christian Bible, Yahweh is the technical name of God in the Bible, and then it's Allah that you're thinking of for the Muslim God.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yep, no worries.
Just like the moral teachings of the Bible is very near and dear to me. Even if you're not a Christian, I think there is a book in the Bible that may reach out to anybody in humanity. You know, just the moral teachings alone, you could take something away from it. It teaches good things. It's not like super radical, or it doesn't teach to hurt people.
Okay.
That's my take on what you just asked me.
Okay. There are some, and I hear you, and I think you're right. There's a lot of good to be taken out of the Bible. There are some people who would point out that there are some not very good things that take place in the Bible. I think that the night that you and I were talking, we talked about the Abraham thing, which actually I came to a better understanding about Abraham being told to unalive. I can say kill on this. Told to kill his firstborn.
It was a test. It was a test of faith.
Yeah.
God obviously didn't want him to kill his son. I think it was more symbolic, because God sent his son, the flesh of God, down to die for everyone's sin. So I think that's where that was going. It's more symbolic.
Sure. I still think it's a bit of a messed up thing to do, just objectively. I think from a story standpoint, if you look at it as God gave his son Jesus Christ later on, and this was foreshadowing for that to test his faith, and there was no right answer if he had chosen not to kill his own son, that was a right answer too. Like his love for his son was so strong that he would defy God. Like, how could you possibly punish that, right?
Of course, I agree with you. Some of the Old Testament is really, really crude and graphic, because the times that the Old Testament was being brought about, I mean, it was very, very, very rough times. They performed blood sacrifices and all that kind of stuff, and it was a very crude time.
So what do you think?
It definitely can make a person uncomfortable, And I think as a Christian, it is better to have not blind obedience for like the Bible or anything. I think that's very, very harmful just to follow it because that's what you was raised on. It's good to have these conversations and question things.
Yeah, absolutely. I would ask, so yeah, there used to be like blood sacrifice rituals, whatever. But
yeah,
like
with the families,
yeah,
clans, whatever you want to say.
And you're saying that came before Christianity, like not that Christianity inspired it, just that was their way of life.
Yeah, kind of. But Christianity is one of the Judaism is one of the oldest form of or an organized religion. So they might have been practicing Judaism, but it wasn't. I don't believe it was Christianity at that time.
Okay. So Jewish people from the time were doing blood sacrifice in the name of God.
Absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, just as any other religion were doing at the time, I assume.
Yeah. I mean,
like that was just a thing.
It's a thing. I don't know why.
Sure.
I'm
willing to buy that. I'm not a historian. I'm willing to buy that. So like, let's just say everybody was doing it. It just happened to be something that the Jews did as well back then. That's fine. So it's still we still consider it wrong though today. So like God,
Yeah, we
if you
do
look at
for
it,
sure.
right? Yeah. If again, just objectively speaking, I think that it's a little messed up that God would do that. I think that that's wrong to give somebody that kind of ultimatum. Personally, do you actually believe that God did that to Abraham as it's written in the Bible? I'm just curious.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay. And you still think that this God is like completely all loving and all like good?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. I just don't know, man, because it's like I would never do that. Like if Abraham was truly a son of God, right? Like God's child or great great grandchild or whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it, because like God was like there was God and then Adam and Eve, and then, I don't know how you'd look at it, but we're all
Well,
God's
you know,
children.
there was people outside of the garden too. You know, when Adam and Eve have Cain and Abel, they go off and they marry other people. So there was other people. That's a common misconception
Interesting.
that Adam and Eve weren't the first people.
Okay.
If you look at it in the Bible, if you go through Genesis, it tells that the sons go, they go forth and they go and they spread out, and that there was other people out there other than Adam and Eve.
Okay. So then my next, I mean, I would love to go down this route because my next question is, did God create those people too? Like before Adam and Eve?
Yeah, it says that I think it's day 6 or day 5. It says they here I'll pull it up real quick.
Sure. No,
Let
I
me grab my
don't remember
Bible
this part.
because it says before it says uh you know, he made light, he created light first,
Right.
and for a historical piece, not that the Bible is completely historic, the Jews at the time knew that life had started with the sun, which is a crazy concept to know, and they was considered super primitive to us. How would they have known that light came first?
Well, I think
And
that
that's
they could make some derivations because if you think about it, right, the sun has been there ever since the primordial soup, right? Like we have had this deep baser instinct inside of us since the primordial soup that the sun is good. The
so
sun
here
is
it is
good.
right
The
here.
sun gives life, right? Like,
So it says, what day is this? 1 second. On the 5th day, so God created mankind in his own image. And then
yes,
he makes Adam, and then later on he takes rib from Adam and makes a woman. And that's why they're called woman, because they're apart from a man.
right. So,
But yeah, that's
okay,
day
sure,
5.
sure. So God made these other people. Were they all men?
Men and women, obviously. Cain and
Okay.
Abel,
So this
they
is
left and they had their own kids. So there would have
okay.
had to been women.
Right. So this is then like God just describing the process of how he goes about creating couples. Like he does it for Adam and Eve, but he did it for several other people as well earlier. This is just kind of his magnum opus, the Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can
Okay,
say
I think
that
I'm getting
for
it.
sure.
Okay, so he's had some practice, right? He's had some practice
I
and
think,
now
yeah,
sorry,
I
I'm
think
not
maybe it was you see, it's hard to take to pick at things like this because I don't know. I don't think anybody else can give you 100% answer. I'm
sure.
not gonna
No,
lie to anybody and say that I 100% know what
of
happened.
course not.
Uh, I'm going off of base information that is available to me.
Of
So
course
I
not.
could
And
be wrong. You could
yeah.
be wrong.
Oh yeah.
Anybody could be wrong.
Oh yeah. And I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to get a gotcha, I promise. I just
We're
like
good. We're good. We're
thinking about
100%
it
good,
in
my friend.
thinking about it in this context is just kind of funny to me. That's all. You know, God had some practice. You know, Adam and Eve, he got it right. Anyway, what were we talking about before? So there was Abraham who was told to like I just don't think on an objective level, just to go back to that, that's a very good thing for a person to do. Do you?
See, for humanity, we might think that's not okay, but you
Okay.
know, God could have been have done that for a good reason. We just can't tell. You know, we're not God. We don't know why he did it.
Well, it says in the Bible he did it to test Abraham's faith, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, how can we determine if it's good or bad? If God meant it in a good way, it's good to God. But humanity think it's another thing. You know that you could draw that argument for anything. You know, hurting people's bad, but you know the person hurting that person may think that they're doing a good thing. You see
Oh,
where I'm
yeah.
coming from?
Yes, I do, because that's the basis of my new theory, radical empathy. You're right. God probably thinks that he's doing nothing wrong, you know, just like anybody else. You are absolutely 100% correct. When people commit certain actions, most of the time, they think, like the overwhelming majority of the time, they either think they're doing the right thing or they think they have justification to do the wrong thing, which
Do you care
ultimately
if I
makes it
pull
the
up
right thing.
your Twitch chat real quick, man?
Please do. If you have
Just
Chatterino, that's a really easy way to do it. Um,
I'll pull it up on my computer real quick.
yeah. There's Twitch chat, YouTube chat, and site chat. You can see the site chat directly on my stream. YouTube and Twitch, you'll have to get separately, unfortunately. But nobody's shitting on you yet. We can judge God for his actions. We humans can make our own decisions. I'm agnostic Lutheran / Church of Sweden, quite open to the possibility of God. Why did God never say that slavery was wrong?
He does. He does. He
Okay,
does
that
say slavery is wrong, and that's
sure.
why he sends the plagues in Egypt. That's what that was all about.
Ah, okay.
Egypt wouldn't free the slaves, so God let forth I think it was 7 apocalypses or 7 waves of plagues.
Okay. Now, some might argue, well, he hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that was inevitable.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but I believe that's why it happened.
Okay.
In that specific book, it talked about it a lot that they wouldn't free slaves, and God doesn't like racism either. I believe it was Moses. He'd married a black woman. I
Mhm.
can't remember exactly where she's from. My buddy Fahrenheit, he could tell you for sure. I, it starts with a K, and someone else came up to Moses and was scolding him, and God came to Moses and that the other woman that was scorning him and said, "Why shouldn't I why should I not punish this woman?" He turned her skin white as ash, the Bible says. So God doesn't like ugly, no matter where you take it from. Slavery and racism is like very explicitly said as bad things in the Bible.
Okay. God does not like slavery. You believe that
Yes,
God
for
does not
sure.
like slavery. Got it. Okay. You do still worship a guy that, forced his own son to make an ultimatum with his, essentially his grandson, as a test of faith. Like you do still worship that guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's fine. I just we can
I
shift
can't.
the conversation over
What's
to
your?
something more pleasant if you want. Like I know that we've
No,
been going back and
I'm
forth.
fine.
Yeah, great.
I'm okay. We're having a good conversation.
I think so
What
too.
is your name on Twitch?
Alec Gunter. Yeah, just Alec Gunter, one word.
Yeah, I just wanna be able to talk to your chat too. I think that's important.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's good. You're all about communication. Very good. I'm Jewish, and
I
I can
find
say
you
this
on
is
here.
weird. I just like, just chill, guys. Like we're having a convo. I'm just trying to dig into this guy's mind. If caller is going to claim that God was against slavery, reference the passage. Which passage?
Let me. I can pull it up. Give
Sure,
me 1 second. I don't know if you can still hear me when I exit the call.
I can.
Okay. All right. I'll pull it up on Google and then I'll refer to my Bible and read it off to you guys.
Sounds great. And like I said, if at any point you want to talk about something else, just tell me. Just let me know.
Oh no, I'm cool with being criticized. I'm a human man with flaws. I mean, it is good to get out and have these uncomfortable conversations with people.
Yeah, I
I just
agree.
want to
I
be able to
agree.
show you guys that we can have religious beliefs and disagree and be able to come together and talk normally, have normal conversations. That's important to me. That's the
Yeah,
most important thing to me.
yeah. I think that's very important as well. To be fair, slavery was two things in Egypt. One, taxes. There were no monetary taxes. It was paid through labor. Two, POW. Nevertheless, I disavow that. Yeah, slavery is not always chattel slavery. It's not like it was a very normal thing for a long, long time in human history. Let's be clear. But most of the time, it was also not chattel slavery. Chattel slavery is its own beast entirely. Like normal slavery, I guess, throughout history has been way less strict. Like it has been more like a pet, I guess. Like I know that's crude to describe it that way, but like you wouldn't abuse your pet, It's just there to like do things for you and you feed it. You take good care of it. That's how they looked at slaves.
The Bible is so big. I know it's towards. I believe it's in the Old Testament. I'm just trying to look. I can look at a summary,
Okay,
but
take your
that's why
time.
that happened in Egypt because they wouldn't free the slaves for sure. So it had to be okay. Let me just type up
Sure. Now that
why did
good.
the
Um
plagues
just real quick. That being
happen?
said, there were people who treated slaves horrifically, obviously. Like they were subhuman, therefore
Okay,
horrible
here it
people
is.
would do that.
There's this is the AI overview. I'm sure it
Sure.
will tell me
Okay.
the passage. It says the purpose of the plagues in Exodus was to punish Egypt, force Pharaoh to release the Israelites from slavery, and to demonstrate God's power over Egypt's gods and all of the earth.
Okay. Are you sure that they were freed because they were slaves, or was it just because they were God's chosen people?
That it says from slavery.
Right,
How can
from
you free
slavery,
somebody
but
that's not bound? You know.
I understand. I think you misunderstood the question. I'm not questioning that God wanted to free the slaves. Okay? He was basically the Abraham Lincoln of his time. But the reason that he did so was most like wouldn't you agree it's more likely is because the Jews were God's chosen people?
I would have to disagree personally.
What other slave groups did he free?
You see here, because it does say in English, the translation to English from Hebrew, sometimes things get misconstrued. I know it says about slaves obeying their masters, but I don't think that's what it's referring to exactly. I could do some more research. I'm not 100% like versed in the Bible,
Me neither.
and I will never not claim to, because I'm learning every day. You know,
Yeah,
as
we
I
all
read the
are.
Bible, there's how many pages in my Bible? Over 2,000 pages. It's a huge book.
It sure is. It is a chonker of a book for sure. All right, I want to pivot over. Let's talk about what you wanted to talk about. How can we make this world right? What can we do to make this world a better place? What are your thoughts on that?
Empathy, man. I think
Empathy. I
empathy.
agree.
I
I
think
agree 1000%.
we're in trying times as a people. You see all the division in the world, not just in America. There's so much division, and people are so caught up with what's going on with them and not worried about what's going on with other people. Uh, Humanity would be a lot better if people were 15% less more selfish. You know, just a little bit would go the longest way, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not even a matter of being selfish. Well, you know what? Actually, it is. You know what? That's a good point. I think that egocentrism is the enemy of empathy because when you view the world from an internal point of view, like an internal locus, right? And you don't consider changing that locus to somebody else's perspective ever, that's egocentrism. And that is the
Yeah, for
enemy of
sure.
empathy.
And that's
So,
very bad. That's very
yeah,
harmful.
yeah. And it's okay to be egocentric now and then because being egocentric is empathy for the self. That's called confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay to have empathy for yourself, but it's
Yes.
also good to have it for other people.
Yes. Confidence is empathy for the self in my opinion. What do you think?
I could agree with that. I
Yeah,
could agree with
because if you
that.
think about it, right? In order to have confidence, you need to know where you're coming from, why you're coming from that place, and that if you make a mistake, it was honest and you'll make up for it somehow.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
uh, that's confidence. And in order to have empathy, you need to have that same feeling about other people, no matter how bad they are.
Uh-huh. I agree.
And people are terrible at doing that. I myself was very bad at doing that until recently. You know, I had a lot of confidence for a while, but not very much empathy.
Yeah, that's a dangerous thing to that's a dangerous way to live, I
Exactly.
think.
So these days, what I try to do is I try to bring people onto the show and I try to just go over what we disagree on, why we disagree on it, because we both think we're the good guys, right? Like, no matter what you believe about God, Christianity, no matter what I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
about humanism, both of us deep down think that we are doing the right thing, believing the right thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's fine if we disagree. We get so caught up on the details. We were just having a nice back and forth about the details of the Bible. I don't give a what you think about
Right, right.
and don't take this the wrong way. What I mean is like I don't give a you disagree with me on that. That's fine. The
Yeah, we're
details,
allowed to disagree. Yeah, we can have different opinions
yeah,
and still be friends, you know? I think that's very important to know that you
yeah,
don't have to be, a Republican can be friends with a Democrat can be a friends with a Republican. It just because you have certain beliefs doesn't mean it's very occult like mentality, you know. People believe in something so much that they get their head clouded by the things that other people think, and they just think it's wrong. We all could
absolutely.
be wrong. We don't know. We're
We could be.
humans.
We could be. You're right. We could all be wrong. But it's about being as close to right as possible, right? Like
Yeah,
you and I
morally.
both agree that we want to be as close to right as possible at any given moment,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
agree.
And in order to do so, we must be willing to admit when we are wrong.
Yeah, for sure. That's a
Yes.
very important step in this thing we call life. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So many people. There are several problems. I think one of the biggest ones, people are so afraid of being wrong that it hurts. And I know that because I came from that. I was so gut-wrenchingly afraid of being wrong for the longest time. It would keep me from uploading videos. It would keep me from engaging in debates with people that I disagreed with, because I'm like, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I can't prove that I'm right? Like, it was a really bad like tension that I got. And I've
Yeah,
freed myself of that.
yeah, when you live by emotions, things like that will be hard. Sometimes you got to set aside your personal beliefs, and to be able to realize when you are wrong. That's
Exactly.
that's so important. And if I'm wrong, I will be the first man to admit it. Hey, I was wrong. I apologize. I came from good faith. I wasn't trying to have any ill intentions. So yeah, I'm
There you
definitely not
go.
one of them guys that are like super close minded about anything. I have
Sweet.
I have friends in every community. Even as a Christian, I think, and I'm gonna bring it up. I don't know how much I can say. You can shut me down
Please
if
do.
you want.
You are free to speak as
Like
long as it's the
the
only thing I'll ask. It's got to be YouTube TOS. So as long as you're following the rules of YouTube, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing hateful or nothing like
Yeah, you're
that.
good. You're good.
Uh, just like Christians, their their ideology with the gay and the trans community. Because I have my uncle. He just passed away. He was 43 years old.
I'm sorry to
Gayest
hear
guy
that.
you'll ever meet. Booty shorts, nails painted, uh, extensions in his hair, high heels. I grew up around that, so I
A
think it's
true
very wrong.
fruitcake.
Yeah, it's truly, truly wrong for someone to condemn anybody's actions, because we all are sinners, man. We all sin, and there's only one sin that the Bible explicitly says is unforgivable. There's only one thing that you can do, and not your. Even if you repent, it won't be forgiven. It's blasphemy. That's the only thing. I think it's important for people to set aside their differences and come together as a collective and have these uncomfortable, unnerving conversations, because we're all people at the end of the day. When we die, guess what we all are? Little clumps of carbon in the ground, or burnt. So
Oh, come
what we
on.
do
Hold
with
on
our
now. I'm contest that. You and I both think that there's something more, right?
I'm just speaking from when you die, that's it. That you don't get another chance. That you're
Okay.
done. Like
Uh,
it's the end.
some people believe in reincarnation, I myself
Yeah,
am a
which
bit of a subscriber to that.
that's okay. But like death is the final thing.
I think that,
After that,
but I
you don't
understand
get a
your point.
chance in human life. Hey, that's the ultimatum. When you die, that's it.
I understand your point. I'm being petty. I agree. I agree. Like we have such short lives on this earth, and I'm glad that I figured it out before I hit 30 later this year, that we need to stop worrying about being so wrong. Like if you're wrong, stop being afraid of it and just face it. Somebody in
Yeah.
the chat did point out something pertinent to the conversation, which I thought of myself. Destiny Dragon God. My issue somewhat with this is that there are some things you can't agree to disagree on, i.e., human rights. That's true.
Yeah, that's just a staple.
That's true.
Everybody has and should have the basic human rights, and it's being able to eat when they want to, being able to be warm, being able to do what they want to do and not hurt other people without anybody impeding on that. Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
That
Now,
that's something that we can all 100% agree on. I don't
I
care
agree.
what take from life you are. You agree with that.
I agree. Now, I'm going to challenge you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What do you think about healthcare being a right?
It should definitely be a right.
All right.
You
Perfect.
see,
Perfect.
I may seem really conservative, but I would consider like maybe like not. I don't know how to explain it.
There are plenty of
I do.
conservatives. There are plenty of conservatives who believe in Medicare for all. I've talked to them all the time. Most
Yeah,
people think that healthcare should be free. Most people think
and I'm
that.
okay for paying with it for it. I'm okay with paying for it if it means people are getting the treatment that they need.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And the thing is, another thing that I want you to know, are most people, like the overwhelming majority of people's taxes would not go up. Like even if they do like a little bit, what you're looking at
It's worth
is,
it.
yes, it's worth it because everybody collectively is paying less, so much less. Like, the United States right now pays more on healthcare per person than anybody in the entire freaking world, like in the first world, I guess, for lack of better terms.
You think it's because of how many people are exempt from stuff like that, or what do you think that is?
Just it's the insurance, it's the middleman, because we have to pay all these extra workers. Like, there should not be insurance, period. The insurance is the problem. It's these gigantic megacorps who just exist to leech money out of people, month to month, for nothing, to just sit there in an office, and then when we submit a healthcare claim, they deny it. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
I
purpose
never
of
thought about it
insurance.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I never thought about that.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
I
yeah,
can agree with that.
no, it helps a lot to be versed in this stuff, so that it helps you solidify your beliefs more. So, like, yes, you believe in free healthcare. So what's the problem with the current American system? Why is it so expensive? Well, it's because it's not free. Like, it's because we have
Yeah.
insurance. Like, people don't sit down.
Oh,
I think another issue, and this is not just the empathy thing, but I think another issue is that people don't sit down and think about their worldview for more than like 5 minutes ever. Like,
yeah.
lucky if you get five
Yeah.
minutes.
It Religion is something that you should really self-reflect on. Your
Agreed.
moral beliefs is something that you should reflect on. It shouldn't just be something like, hey, I grew up in a Catholic church. I'm a Catholic. These are right. This is wrong. It's not that simple, guys.
Agreed. Now, let me challenge you again. I'm going to give you a real challenge. What do you? So, I believe in a lot of things that are rights. I'm a leftist. I'm a progressive. I think that a lot of things are rights that people on the conservative side of the aisle would look at me and say, that is moronic. That is so
Uh,
stupid.
Hit
So,
me with it.
we'll just run through the list. What do you think of housing as a right?
Oh yeah, everyone should be able to have a
Perfect.
home. Yeah.
Perfect. We'll move on. What do you think of trans rights?
What do you mean?
Good question. So trans rights involves the ability for trans people to exist as they choose to in public. Right now, there are over 600 anti-LGBTQ plus laws. Most of them have to do with trans people. Trans people can't participate in the sport category that they wish to sometimes. They can't use the bathrooms that they wish to sometimes. They get ostracized in public. They can't access the healthcare that they need. All kinds of things that happen to trans people that do not happen to cis people.
So I don't really. This is gonna sound very
Speak your
I don't
mind.
know. It's gonna leave a sour taste in people's mouth.
Speak your
No,
mind.
I do not believe trans people should have a spot in women's sports. Biologically, they are men. They have a biological advantage. So yeah, I don't think that's right, especially for
Perfect.
women.
Perfect. What do you? I like to always ask the bathroom question first, because if we can't agree that they can use the bathrooms, then we can't agree that they can play in the sports. In my opinion, the bathroom's a more intimate space. It's
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
yeah.
I think they should maybe have their own area.
Okay.
People's children and people vulnerable people are in the bathroom. Not to say that something would happen, but I think it is a parent's choice to expose their kids to whatever they want to expose them to when they're ready to do so. And I don't think I think that's important to have to be able to do those things as a parent. I have 4 children, so I would like to have talks with my kids before they see stuff like that.
Sure. What would you say in these talks?
Oh, you see, my kids are so young right now. I would be open, I give them everything that I know, and I would give them resources to look into things. If one of my kids would be gay, it wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't ostracize them. I wouldn't belittle them. It's just, I would accept it. Of course, they're my children. That's the most important thing to me in this life.
That's good.
Uh, I wouldn't know what to say because it's a very hard subject.
Sure. Go
I
on.
would have to build my own case. It would have to be something that I would have to really dig into. I haven't thought
Sure.
about it yet because my kids are so young. But yeah, I'd be insightful. I would be level headed.
Sure. I do want to ask you. So, as it pertains to being trans, how do you view this happening? What goes through a trans person's mind that makes them want to transition?
I'm a very cis African American man. I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't
The-
answer that.
Yeah, let's walk through it. So when I was a kid, here's the closest I can get. Okay, and also I've been on testosterone therapy as well. So there's that. Like a trans man would do. because I wanted to have more energy to lift more so I could be more muscular, grow a thicker beard, and have a deeper voice, all of which happened, which is fantastic for me. So that's one. And I think that's a more literal case. But I think even more intimate than that is when I was a kid, right? And I was in gymnastics. And so I finally moved to a gymnastics center that had boys gymnastics, because back then it was kind of hard to find that.
Yeah, my little brother
Yeah.
does gymnastics too.
Yeah.
So I think I know where you're getting at.
Yeah, it's way more
But you
popular
can go
now for
ahead.
boys. It's way more popular now for boys. But back then it wasn't. So we found a place that did boys
One
gymnastics.
second.
Sure.
Hatchie Cat. I never claimed that they weren't vulnerable. That never came out of my mouth. I don't know where you collected that from. I can agree that trans people are attacked. It's statistically, we can prove it. I never said anything like that. But
Sure.
go ahead, Alec. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. So when I was a kid, we went to a boys gymnastics center finally. It
Okay.
was a mixed facility. They had boys
Boys
there.
and girls.
Yeah, and I saw like these hulking, I don't know if you've ever seen gymnasts when they're 15, 16, 17, but they are massive. They are like
Yeah,
roided out. And they don't take roids, but they look like they do. That's just
their
what
physique
gymnastics
is crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God. And so I saw these
Yeah.
guys and I was like, that's what I want to be. That's it right there.
That's a man. Yeah.
That is what I want to be. Right. And so what if I were a girl and said that?
That's okay. I mean, that's a choice that you make.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to impede on. I don't know if I've said this in the past to you. I think everyone has the right to deserve happiness. They have the right to pursue whatever makes them happy, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else.
I agree. Now, do you mind if we get onto your children? I don't want to get too personal with you. You don't want.
Yeah, I might have to shut it down if I don't like where it's going. But
That's fine.
Yeah,
I just have
my
an honest
children are-
question. It's an honest question about something that could possibly happen to you with your children. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay. What if that were do you have a daughter?
I have 3 daughters.
3 daughters, all 3. Wow, just like my wife. Well, her sisters. She's one of 3 is my point. One of 3
Yep.
daughters. But anyway, here's my question. Your daughter's 8, just like I was.
Okay.
She has that revelation. She wants to look just like that guy. And she tells you, Dad, I want to look just like that. I want to be a man just like that. Now what?
We have a conversation.
Hey, what's it sound like?
I just you've asked me that twice. I wouldn't know
Sure.
because
Do you-
I haven't had the time to think about that.
Of
That's
course.
something that you really got to ponder as a parent. I don't know if you have any kids.
Not yet.
But
But I have. Go ahead.
if they wanted to do that and if that's what really made them happy, I would be accepting. It would happen if that's what they really wanted.
That's all I need to hear, my friend. Because deep down, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah, nothing's wrong
you're-
with the concept of it. No,
Yeah. Your kid is still your kid,
no
Right?
matter what. Absolutely.
no matter what. Now, let me ask you this. Tough question, okay? Is he your son?
Biologically, no, but I would respect it. I have trans friends. I use their preferred pronouns. Biologically, no, but mentally, yes.
Okay, I can take that. I'll take that.
It's just a consistency that you can never change your chromosomes. That's fact.
I'll take
XX, XY. You can't change your chromosomes. You can't change them.
Sure. And we could get it down the rabbit hole of that. But for right now, what I like is that you would accept your trans son, if you want to say quote unquote son, fine. You would accept your trans son. You would call him your son. You would say he, him. You would, if you go the
Nothing
correct.
would
Go ahead.
change.
Nothing would change.
Nothing would ever change.
Nothing would change.
At all.
Is it really respect then? Yes, it's respect. It's a base level of respect because he understands that this is what his kid wants. Okay?
And I respect that they want to be happy.
Yeah, then that's what's important to him. It's more important to him than what he thinks is the biological reality. Okay? It's great. It's great. Okay? So,
Yeah, I have guys. I have a trans best friend.
yeah,
Been my best friend for 7+ years.
there you go.
The other one that I have, 15+ years. So I'm very progressive, if you want to say that.
There you go.
So I know some people that would attack and harass, and that's just not me. No
Yeah.
one deserves that. They deserve to be happy, and nobody else should be able to impede on that.
Guess what? You believe in trans rights.
Yeah, of course.
There you go. See?
They're
Trans rights
people.
are human rights.
Yeah.
There we go. We got there, folks. Now, if I had just gone into this balls swinging, you're a transphobe. You suck. You want trans people to die. Do you really think we would have made any progress?
No, absolutely not.
No, come on. Like this is great. We just
See,
conversed our way down this path, and now we're here. We're great. This is
oh,
what.
there's a bot in your chat.
Oh, yeah, I got it. This is what it's called,
Oliver
radical
needs some
empathy,
education
guys.
on his uses of biologically.
We'll get there. Listen, I don't necessarily agree with your use of that term, sir. I think that biologically speaking, your daughter or son or whoever is female. She's female. Okay? As far as being a girl, that's called her gender. So you have assigned her a gender based upon her genitalia at birth. That's
No,
female.
it's the chromosomes, the XX and the
Ah.
XY that
So you got it.
determines your 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 sexual your gender, your sexual gender.
So you got a gene test on her then.
I mean, she's a woman. The doctors didn't say there was free floating testicles anywhere, anything like that.
Oh, wait,
There's
testicles. I thought we were only looking at the genes.
to have testicles, you have to have the correlating chromosomes. There's not one or the other.
Which ones? Which
Now
chromosomes?
there is intersex people. I understand,
Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying though.
I do. What you just said is that there are exceptions.
Yeah, intersex people. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
real people.
yeah, there are exceptions. So it's not necessarily just about the chromosomes or the body parts. But what does happen though is the doctor looks at the genitalia. If it's penis, you get M. If it's vagina, you get F. Like that's usually how it works. Now there are some exceptions. I did once see a child who had underdeveloped, basically a vagina, but was still deemed a boy because of his genetic makeup and like internal parts that were male. They called him a boy. They assigned him boy. So there are exceptions to that as well. But for the most part, you look at the genitals: penis M, vagina F, and that's your gender assignment.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so now you have three
that's
daughters.
a logical. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
logical take. That's a logical way to deem the sex of a baby.
yeah.
We've done
Well,
it. We've done
right.
it for years, and
It
all
is.
the evidence backs it.
Ah, yes, it is logical, but why? Why do we do this thing? What purpose does this serve us?
I don't know.
There you
That's
go. You don't, do you?
I don't know. It's just
Because you haven't sat
society
down and
norms, I
thought
guess.
about it, right?
Think about a lot of things.
I
I don't
know.
think you truly understand the conversations I've had with people, and
No,
I'm
of
just
course.
not one of them dudes that are super uneducated.
No. I'm just screwing with you. I'm sorry. It's not
You're
like
good.
I'm not calling you undereducated. I promise. All I'm saying is this is one of those. Like I've not sat down and thought about some things as well. I'm not accusing you of anything I would not accuse myself of. This is just one of those blind spots that you have because you haven't sat down and thought about it. You just said you don't know, and that's fine. You admitted you don't know. I respect you for that. Um,
Cisgender males can have more than just XY
yeah.
chromosomes and different variation cells and body.
So, in my opinion, do you
Uh,
want to know why I think we do it?
I think it. Go ahead. Yeah, I just think it's a logical thing.
Sure.
That's what I think.
Sure. So I think we do it because way back in the day, we figured out penis and vagina make baby, right? Like,
Which is the truth.
yeah, which is the truth. Yeah, that's how it works. So penis and vagina make baby. So we have to, in order to promote offspring generation, we have to come up with a system whereby we can split these two groups up because both of them are crucial components when it comes to making baby, right?
And
So we
they're
have to,
very different too.
and they're very different. So we have to split these two apart and deem them male or female. And we have to have separate social categories for them too. That's where we get man and woman. Okay? So we have man,
Yep.
we have who are male, we have women who are female, right? Nothing in
And
between.
typically the chromosomes back that, right?
Typically, sure. Typically, we have XY for male,
And
XX for female.
and
Yes.
and like I don't know the straight statistic, but it's probably like 97%.
Straight? Oh, like
Would
like sexually
would
straight?
no, like that the chromosomes correlate.
Oh, sorry.
And 97, yeah, like 97% of the population goes under that.
Yeah, well, for all intents and purposes, we'll just say that that's how it works. Sure. That's fine. So we have this fine delineation, right? This fine delineation. So now we have to deal with the exceptions because what happens when we have an intersex person, right? What do we do with them? Where do we categorize them? We don't know. What if we have somebody who's not even capable of giving offspring? What purpose is there to categorize them? They can't give us offspring. Should we have a third gender for them? Like the track that we go down with this is a dangerous and bumpy one. And so in my opinion, it would behoove us to just get rid of it. Like why does the government need to know that I have a penis? Have you ever thought about that?
No, but
Yeah, like the M literally just tells the government, "Hi government, I have a penis." It's silly.
yeah, it is. I can agree.
Yeah, so I just say abolish it. Abolish gender categories. Assign gender.
I I don't think that's the fix.
Okay, what do you? I mean, we can talk about the fix if you want or not, but that's
Yeah, we
just how
can.
I view it. Or we can agree to disagree on that one. I know
I think
gender abolition is way far out there. I know.
I think it would be better, like how I said, be more empathetic, be more accepting of people,
I
and we
agree.
wouldn't have these society problems. I think it's that simple.
I agree. I also want to encourage you. We're getting close to the hour, so I want to give you a chance
Oh,
to get
I can
out.
stay. I can stay over too.
Great.
It's fine.
Great. I do want to also ask you if your child comes to you and decides, I'm trans, do you think that your trans friend would be a good person to go to for advice?
Of course.
Yeah, that's great. So you don't need to know what to say then. You just say, okay, listen, I have a trans friend. I don't know very much about this stuff. We'll go talk to them, right?
Yeah.
Because you love your daughter.
Because the moral of the story, your kids are going to do whatever they want to do. You can't stop them from doing
That's
what
pretty
they want to
true.
do. It's just the truth.
That's pretty true.
Subjectively, it's the truth. Uh, and if you do, I think you're a very sick individual controlling your kids. Yes, your kids should honor you. Yes, your kids should respect you. But it goes the same way. I don't subscribe to this ideal of your kids can't be your friends. You're their parent. That's it. No, it's more than that.
I think there's some friendship elements that can evolve there. I think that
Definitely.
it's a bit parasocial until they're at least 18, in my opinion. Maybe not, like maybe like 13, 14. I mean, you do kind of develop a buddy buddy kind of thing.
My kids are my best friends, man.
Okay. I mean, if that's how you look at it, that's fine. I don't see any problem with saying your kids are your best friends as long as you like parent them properly. I think that's what
Oh
people
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Just make yeah.
There's a very clear line in the sand that has
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
drawn.
Yeah, that's what people mean is just make sure you're still parenting them. Don't let them just do
Yeah,
whatever the hell they want.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's what the world's problems is now.
Yeah, but if
People not raising their kids properly, and
yeah, I agree. But yeah, if you want to call your kids
what
your friends, I have no problem with that.
what is this person even saying, bro? What?
But Sundry Clown Car, armed
Yeah,
government
what the
agents
fuck
coming
is
to your
this?
house and shouting, "Come out holding your penis!" Well, because I
Oh,
we
I
were
didn't see
talking.
the penis.
Yeah,
It was
we were we were talking about how
it
the
was blurred. It's censored.
government knows you have a penis.
Do they? What if I cut it off?
Well, then I guess you don't have one. They just think you do. Either way, when they see the M, they're going, "Oh yes, penis on this one. Got it." I just think it's silly. But
It could
anyway,
be. It could be constrained as silly.
but
But I think
anyway,
there's a reason.
yeah. You think there's a reason?
Biologically, men and women are different. It's just a fact.
Biologically, black people and white people are different.
No, we're not. Race is a
Yeah,
social
no,
construct. Race is
yes,
not real.
yes, but biologically speaking, we have different levels of
It,
melanin.
it, it's a phenotype, brother.
That's
Race is
still
not a real thing.
okay, but phenotype is based on biology. So if
No,
my
it's based on your it's based on your outside stimulus.
yes, which is also based on biology. The only reason you change appearance is because of biological
Ad,
processes.
adaptations.
Yeah, biological processes.
Yeah, so yes,
Yeah.
race isn't a real thing. Uh
No.
cannot agree with that.
No, well, my only point is if I have lighter skin than somebody else, we're biologically different. They have darker skin. There has to be something different. All I'm
Give
saying
me
is
one
that
second.
they have more melanin. That's my only point. I was being pedantic. Actually, that's not being pedantic because melanin is a biological trait. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. I wasn't actually being pedantic. I was trying to make a point. Like the argument that men and women are biologically different doesn't hold water when you consider that races are all like different between each other as well. Sorry, I've been neglecting YouTube chat. Alec is 100% right. It's weird, and also intersex people's bodies are subject to elective surgeries at the discretion of the parents.
I'm back. What's up?
Okay, yeah. I was making an argument that you can't just say they're biologically different because so are black people and white people because of the melanin. Like there has to be a biological difference there to make the skin color different. That's my only
What are you
point.
saying? That's the only difference is the skin color.
Yeah,
We're all the same race,
yeah. Same with
but
men and women. The only difference is the
but
genitalia.
yeah, men men and women are different physically.
Yeah,
Typically, men are stronger. Typically,
typically.
women smaller, shorter, longer hair.
Right, but they should all have like equal rights, equal protections,
Yeah,
equal.
for sure.
Yeah, so that there's no real reason to separate them at all.
I, I think medically, maybe, because
Well,
women,
sure, but that medically we separate everybody.
yeah,
Yeah, like if you have a special needs thing going on or cancer, like we separate everybody because we're all individuals in medicine. There are tendencies that we can look toward, but you get my point. So
yeah,
in medicine, it's different. We're talking about legality, right?
yeah.
Legality.
No, legally, we should all be equal. Yeah,
Yes,
I agree.
exactly. So that's why I think that we should just do away with legalized recognition of gender, in my opinion.
That's a start, I guess.
Yeah,
It
that's just my
wouldn't be the
opinion.
way that I would do anything, but
Sure.
I told
Let's
you my thought.
let's switch the conversation over.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
let's sandwich this nice conversation with a nice ending. Okay.
Hey, what's up?
So we talked about empathy. We both are on the same page. We are just trying to see into the other person's skull, look through their eyes as they do, and understand the world as they do, and come to the conclusion that we all think we're the good guy in our own story, right?
Yeah,
So, what advice do you have for my chat? How can my chat practice more empathy? What do you think?
passion. You see somebody struggling. Someone tells you that they're struggling. Be open to help them out. Sit with somebody. You see a homeless guy sitting outside, a homeless woman. Sit down, talk with them, break bread with them. Just live your life more kindly. Don't try to be spiteful. Live every day like it's your last day, because it could be your last day. Treat other people how you want to be treated. It's that simple.
There you go. I agree. Treat other people how you want to be treated. You don't want to be treated like the bad guy, right?
No,
Like nobody does. I mean, there are issues just on the left of like, oh my god, progressives, man. They all want to be so woke. They love it.
like a
They
competition to be
oh,
how woke
the
you are.
oppression Olympics is strong here. It is abysmal. Like if you can get the most woke points, you basically win life over here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's how people live
that's
their lives.
insane. My life is
um
more worse than yours. I win.
there's that.
That's crazy.
There's you said a slur, you said the R word, therefore you're Hitler. Like it does happen, like I'm not saying it happens all the time. I'm not saying that's even most of us, but there are people who do that and they're very loud and very annoying. And I just think that those people would be so much happier when they do what I did and just understand that everybody's coming from the same place. We are all trying to do the most good for the most amount of people or ourselves without hurting other people at the very least at any given point in time, like within our means. And I think that if we all just remember that, like you and I don't agree on everything, certainly.
Obviously not. We're two different people from two different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And
But
I think that's the most beautiful thing. That's the most comforting thing, that everyone isn't the same.
yeah, I think there's some comfort there, like if everybody were exactly the same, I'd start to get a little unsettled. Like what,
It'd be a
wait,
boring
what?
life. Yeah, it would be a
Why is
very
everything the
dull
same?
life.
Yeah, we'd all still be like, we'd all still be bacterium in the primordial soup. There'd be
For
no
sure.
diversity. So, diversity is the spice of life, and that goes along with ideology as well. I think that different ideologies can be beneficial in many ways. I think it's good to have differences of opinion. There are
Hold on.
some opinions, though, in my opinion, I guess, that are just bad. And I'm seeking to undo those people's opinions, through empathy. So
Yeah, I agree 100%.
yeah. But yeah, like you seem like a great guy. I have nothing against you. We don't agree on all the trans stuff and the specifics and whatever. And if you want to know more about that, you're more than welcome to hit me up. Obviously, you have some trans friends IRL. You can hit them up and just ask. Like explain this to me a little better. I don't understand. Or just assert yourself and be like, no, this is how it is. But assert yourself, knowing that you are trying to learn as well. Obviously, that's how I do it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
more people need to live in reality too. The reality of things.
I agree.
I know that sounds awful, but it is the truth. People need to live. Like they could die at any point. The reality of things is that we all are going to die eventually. Uh,
It is.
let's not live in a make-up world. You know, everything's not going to be perfect, but let's try to come together and fix things.
Let's not live in a made up world. I think that the world that I believe in is the real one. You think that yours is the real one. And so if there are any disagreements, we can always come together and duke it out in the marketplace of ideas. Sound like a
The
plan?
reality, the reality of the things is that we live in both of those worlds. Your
We,
world is
we
real,
do.
my world is real.
We
The
do.
reality of it, we're all different. I
We
don't
do
want
both live in the world.
everyone to think like me. I like a diversity, like you said. That's important. Uh, yeah, it's just the reality of things is we're all not going to agree on everything. It's just impossible.
No, we will never agree on everything. I would just like my agreements to be more like apples are better than oranges, or we should go right instead of left, things like that. I'd rather it not be, well, should we feed children in schools?
Yeah,
I think
that shouldn't even
we
be a
should we
that's a
should all be on board
stupid.
with that one.
Yeah, that's stupid, dude.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
you're
yeah.
taking kids 8 hours. You're legally binding them to a school they have to go to, and then you're like,
Exactly.
oh yeah, you know what? You pack your own lunch. We're not feeding you. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
I was in lunch debt. I was a lunch debt child. It was awful. Like, come on.
Yeah,
That
that's horrible.
no
Me
child
too.
should have
I
to go
grew up.
through that.
Yeah, I grew up in public housing. I didn't have the best life growing up, so
Aw.
we relied on some of these things. You know, I'm still struggling as an adult. I think that it's just going to happen. So I definitely, if you need help, ask for help. The government should help you. Uh,
Absolutely.
that's important to me because I without all that service, I don't know where I would have been at. You know,
There you go. See?
who can tell?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
now, you know, since the government helped me when I was a kid, I I'm working.
You give it
I'm
back.
contributing to yeah, I'm contributing to other people in society.
You
So I
give it
think
back.
it is a better thing to do. I think more people will be able to support other people and help other people if they have help that they need at that time.
100%. I call that investing in humanity.
For
People
sure.
have forgotten this concept. This isn't even about like being good to people. It's not about like, oh, we should do this because it's the right thing to do. It is, but that's beside the point. The point is the greatest resource we have in society is our people. All right, our minds and our bodies, and we just forget that. Why do we forget that? We should be investing in these fantastic tools of biological creation and making them optimal and making it so that they can produce and innovate and make the world a better place to live. Like, I don't understand why people can't get on board with this. It's so obvious. You know,
Yeah,
like we
our
must
children,
invest in people.
yeah, the children, especially the children, because that's where our
Yes.
future is with the kids. I think we can all
Yes.
agree on that.
1000%. I think we agree on a lot of things, way more than we disagree on, man. You're a good guy. You got a
Yeah,
great head on your
for
shoulders.
sure.
Um, I'm gonna log you off now, but if there's anything else you want to add, feel free to do so now. Is there anything else you want to get out?
Can I shout out my TikTok or
You absolutely can.
guys? If you have any other questions or if you enjoyed me talking, you guys can catch me live. My TikTok handle is Lashawn LASHAWN Smith SMITH 07. I go live pretty much every night.
Is
Feel
it
free to
TikTok?
pop in.
Is it
Yeah,
TikTok.com
TikTok.
slash TikTok.com slash LaShawn Smith 07?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Let me make sure that works. I got a 404.
It's probably because my account is on private. I'm gonna turn it off of private. But yeah, it should work. You can look me up on TikTok. I should pop up.
Okay, LaShawn Smith 07, everybody. You can find him on TikTok.
Yep. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you having me up here. Thank you for everything. Appreciate you a
Absolutely.
lot, man.
Absolutely. You have a
Are
wonderful evening. All right, man. We'll
are
talk.
you still staying live?
Yeah, I'm still gonna be live.
Okay, I'll probably be in chat. I'll probably be lurking.
Sounds good, man. Which chat? Twitch, YouTube, site?
Uh, I'm gonna go on YouTube. YouTube.
Okay, if you want to get on the screen, that's site chat. So you just have to go to my website, alecgunter.com/live, okay?
Okay, got you, brother.
Alrighty, you have a wonderful evening, LaShawn. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Alrighty, take care. Wonderful. See, that's how it's done. Okay? We had some disagreements. He didn't exactly like all of his views on God didn't really line up for me. I personally wouldn't worship a guy that did that to one of his own. That's not my lot to tell him what to do. You know what I mean? Like, okay, fine, he worships him. He wouldn't worship like a human guy who does that. So whatever. So if he can make that mental connection, I just don't care that much. Or mental distinction. And then, like, the trans thing, you know, we don't agree. Like, he doesn't actually personally believe that trans people are the gender they say they are. But in practice, he does respect it. In practice, he does respect it. He has trans friends, okay? And I know that doesn't mean that you're not a transphobe. You know, I think deep down in his core, there are some transphobic elements, and they're cooked into him from society. But he's coming from a good place. He's got a good heart. And he said, we got him to say, if your child was trans, would you seek help for that? Would you accept your child? And he said, yes, I would. How could you ask for anything more? Okay? I know it's rough out there, guys, but there are still good people, even ones that we disagree with. He couldn't even, like, call himself a progressive, like, even though he had so many progressive views. You know? It was a great conversation. I would do it again 1,000 times with this guy. He would love to come on again, he said. He would love to be a regular. You know, it's great. Great. These are the conversations we need to have. This is where I'm coming from with the radical empathy arc. I hope you all understand. Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.